Did you know 30,000 suicides in the U.S. are linked to depression as the principal cause each year, according to Mental Health of America? Hi, I'm Andrew Sisti, and I'm here today to convince you why it's important to understand the signs and symptoms of depression. Every year, 21 million American children and adults suffer from depression, according to Mental Health of America. The symptoms of depression consist of persistent sad, anxious, or empty feelings, feelings of hopelessness, irritability and restlessness, fatigue and decreased energy, and thoughts of suicide, according to the National Institute of Mental Health and WebMD. Knowing the symptoms of depression is vital to reducing suicide deaths linked to depression, to limiting depression's disastrous effects upon yourself and those around you, and to allow yourself the opportunity to make positive life changes to live a happier and fuller life. First, we'll focus on how understanding the signs of depression can help reduce the rate of related suicide deaths. According to Medline Plus, suicide is the 11th most common cause of death in the United States every year. Many people, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, that have a depressive illness never seek treatment. From this we can gather that people don't always understand the severity of their situation or the complexity of their emotions. If people become better informed of the symptoms that they have and the symptoms of depression, they are more likely to take action before suicide is attempted. Now, let's hear how depression can have a disastrous impact both on those closest to the victim as well as the victims themselves. Myself, I have felt the impact of depression in my own life. My friend, Dave, suffered from extreme loneliness and depression for most of his life. And he never tried to find help, ever. One day, Dave decided that he had had enough, and he threw himself off a bridge, and he killed himself. By not recognizing signs of depression and seeking help, Dave not only allowed depression to destroy him, but it allowed depression to attack me as an individual. As his friend, I went through an incredibly hard period of time struggling to try to understand what had happened to Dave and why he'd done what he had done. Another example of how destructive depression can be on a person's life comes from the story of a 15-year-old girl from reachout.com that was submitted anonymously. This girl details how her life was falling apart. She didn't know what was going wrong. She was crying herself to sleep every single night and started a pattern of self-harm. This girl didn't know what was going wrong in her life, didn't understand that things were wrong. Eventually, she did turn it around though, which is the good news in this story. She was able to reach out for help and get it, and now she's on track to get into college and has stopped her cycle of self-harm. Next, we'll talk about how understanding the symptoms of depression can help you recognize the resources available that allow you to make positive changes in order to live a happier and fuller life. Knowing the symptoms means you understand what you're going through. So, if you understand what you're going through, you're more likely to take action. There's also the fact that if you know what you're going through, you're more likely to recognize the things that are around you. Here at Salisbury University, we have the Salisbury Counseling Center. In 2008, antidepressants, according to the New York Times, were the third most common prescription drug taken in America. Resources are all around us and are so readily available. With full understanding, it makes it incredibly easy to take advantage of these resources and live a happier and fuller life. Finally, it is important to recognize the severity of depression and to understand the signs and symptoms. In this speech, I outlined how understanding depression can reduce suicide, lessen its impact, and allow individuals to seek help. The important thing to remember from this speech is that depression should never be ignored. Understanding the signs and symptoms is essential to everyone, everywhere, today. Thank you for your time.